Remember when Microsoft announced Flight Simulator 2024 and said virtually all add-ons that work in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 will function in 2024? Yeah. Not really. As we're just days away from the launch of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, I'm excited about the launch just as much as everybody else is, but it's becoming increasingly clear that a lot of the add-ons that we've come to love in the 2020 version probably won't be working off the bat in 2024. A lot of different developers have committed to continuing their product lineage into 2024. That makes a lot of business sense, but this idea that you're simply going to take your 2020 copy of the aircraft or scenery that you already own, put it in 24, and be able to fly them or use them on day one probably isn't the case. As an example, Phoenix, who operates the Airbus 320 and 321-319, is one of the best developers out there, said they weren't given access to the Dev Alpha, although they did ask for Microsoft for it, which means they don't have an answer on compatibility and timelines for adjusting to the new platform. PMDG, which operates a lot of the Boeing aircraft we love in 2020, has said that the existing PMDG line will need updates for compatibility. And if these two leading developers aren't enough for you, well, we've seen similar comments from other developers. As an example, Parallel 42 released their update on what we can expect for updates. And they had a really interesting comment that was posted in FSE Lite, where they said, quote, "Unfortunately, this has not been an entirely smooth process," end quote. When mentioning how testing has gone with their products as part of the Dev Alpha, he continued by saying the statements that Microsoft made saying, quote, "Virtually all add-ons will work," quote, "has not helped the perception that migration from 2020 to 2024 will be a smooth one." That developer went on to say that that promise, quote, "falls way short," end quote, for many third-party developers, including Parallel 42. Some developers might have a bit easier time of it. As an example, Builds, which is one of the best ones out there, said their A300 airliner will have two versions. One is a compatible version, which will be a straight port from 2020 and will, quote, "simply work." But they're also going to offer a premium edition, which has new features and at the end of the day will cost you more money to buy the same plane in 2020 for any bills. Also said some of their sceneries will be compatible off the bat, like London Stansted, Southampton or Luton, but others like Palm Springs and even Innsbruck or their T-33 jet trainer. Those will be premium add-ons that will cost you more in order to keep using them in 2024. While I don't have a crystal ball about what to expect, I do think in the grand scheme of things we're either going to have semi-working or reasonably working compatible products in 2020, but more likely we're going to end up paying for the same products again in 2024 down the line one way or another. And this reminds me a lot of X-Plane 11 into X-Plane 12. When X-Plane 12 came out, they said the same thing. Yeah, all those add-ons, they'll work in 11, and some of them did, but almost all of them required updates, fixes, patches, and in many cases that was spun into, hey, it's an enhanced version that works better and works more optimized in the new simulator. And I really think we're going to see the same thing here in 2024 after all. Of course, this is a business number one. And number two is that straight compatibility thing might have been a bit of a stretch. I'm not saying there aren't things that won't be straight compatible, but I think in the grand scheme and the reality of the industry is there's enough under the hood stuff being changed that we're already seeing hints of this coming forward. So if you're eagerly awaiting the launch of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, just like I am, just keep in mind that maybe on day one, if you purchase it, don't destroy your old simulator in 2020 and delete everything and have a scorched earth policy towards moving to 2024. More than likely, I think there's going to be a lot of lag time for these products to catch up, especially the super popular ones and the official ones we've really come to love. Moreover, I think just in general, they're going to be bugs. Do you remember how many bugs are in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 when it launched? And it took a long time to get over a lot of crashed desktops. I mean, that simulator used to crash when you plugged in a peripheral device or unplugged the USB device. It just was crazy. Now they've gotten a lot better about it, and I'm sure they've learned a lot of lessons. And obviously this version in 24 will not be the same as 2020. But I think we need to be realistic, practical about these new changes coming with the new simulator and maybe temper expectations just a little bit. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think I'm crazy, or do you agree that maybe the hype train needs to have a little bit of a pause before we can truly get to a spot in the new simulator, like we are currently in 2020? I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say while you're below our video. Smash that like button, it really helps us out so much. Subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, this has been Hotchmania. See ya.